Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm coming to you from stampinnotes.com, and I love to share the joy of paper crafting and card making. I'm coming to you today from the hills of western New York State, where it's a beautiful day, and I have a new technique to share with you. Actually, it's new to me. It may not be new to you, but I saw Robin on mypinkstamper.com do this technique. She used a different stamp set, but today we're going to use the retiring stamp set, Let It Ride. And if this is one you really love and you really love horses, you need to scoop it up now. But this is the card here. And what we're going to do is we're stamping on a window sheet, so it gives it a little dimension. And then we're painting behind it with our Stampin' Blends. And not only is the stamp set retiring, these elements, designer elements, are retiring also. So here's what you need for the card. As far as paper, you need a piece of soft suede cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. You need 2 pieces of Very Vanilla, one for the inside and one for the outside mat, and they are 5 1/4 by 4. You need a piece of window sheet that is 3 by 4.5, and a piece of crumb cake for our frame that's 5 by 3 3/4. So I have gone ahead and I have already die cut out the frame just to save time. And I've already stamped it with Let It Ride. So this is our 5 by 3 3/4 piece, and I've die cut the center out with the stitched rectangle framelets to make a frame. And here are the stitched rectangle framelets, and I'm using the 4th largest, which is this one right here, is the one that I used to cut that center out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp our horse on our window sheet. And I am using StazOn ink because it is a more permanent ink, and we need something that's more permanent to stamp onto the window sheet. Let me see. I'm going to bring in a piece of white paper so you can see. This is a scrap piece of our grid paper. Here's my window sheet. And I'm going to get my StazOn ink. So I am just going to stamp it upside down. I stamped my finger. And I'm going to take this. So I'm going to center that. I want it like about right there, probably. Okay, there's our stamped image. And this needs to dry. I would dry it probably a good 20 minutes. It does take a while to dry. So we're going to set that aside, and I have stamped one a bit ago, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to color this horse in. So he's dry. I'll cover this ink before I stamp any more fingers. Okay, so we have our stamped image, and you can see he is right side up. The image is right side up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this down, and I'm going to color on the back side with the Stampin' Blends marker. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can see this is a dark crumb cake, and there's a brush tip and a bullet tip, and I'm going to use a brush tip. I'm just going to come in like this. I wish I had the dark suede in these, because I would love to see how it would look colored in with dark suede. And again, this needs to be set aside for probably 10 minutes or so to dry. And then I'm using Mossy Meadow. I'm just putting a little blurb of mossy meadow color here along this, like that. It kind of looks like watercolor. And I'm using the dark basic black for the hooves. All right, so I'm gonna let that sit and dry for a few minutes. While that's drying, you can stamp the inside cardstock. I've just used the trees. And I've stamped the trees for the front piece. The horse, this is gonna go behind the horse on the front. And you'll see on the stamped image, there is a line that goes out here to show the field or the grass or where the trees are. And I did not want that coming across here on the front because you can see on this card, I don't know if you can see it there, you can see it a little bit coming across there. It's not really that super noticeable, but if you don't want that line, what I did was I put a piece of Scotch tape. I just taped over this end here, inked it up, take the tape off, and then stamp on your image. And that way, that line wasn't inked up to stamp across here, so it won't show behind the horse. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to get the frame ready to lay over the horse image, and I'm going to use tear and tape for this. This is really, really sticky, and it's like one of our strongest adhesive. I've got that down. I'm going to take my Take a Pick tool and just peel up this paper backing. I love this Take a Pick tool. If you don't have this, this might be something that you would desire to have because it's really versatile. It has this end here, these ends switch like that. It has, on this end, it has putty to pick up sequins with. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, I'm gonna put down this glue, this silicone mat, and this is really great for any kind of glue because it will not stick to it. I'm going to put my horse image down like that. I'm going to take my frame, I'm going to lay it over it. It looks about right. Okay, so we've got our image on there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the foam strips. These are like dimensionals, but it's a sticky foam, and it will raise up your piece of cardstock and give it dimension. I'm going to go all the way around this like that. You can use dimensionals. Actually, on the other card, this card here, I did use dimensionals because I couldn't find this. It was downstairs in my stash. Okay, and we're going to peel off these strips. We're almost done with our card. Okay, so now we layer this onto the white mat with our trees, and you want to line it up so, yeah, about like that. There. That looks great. Okay, we're bringing in our card base. We're going to take a little glue here and put this on the card base. And I just stuck my finger in it. This glue is really sticky. Center it on our card base. The glue you can move around a little bit. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love it. Okay. Now, I had those designer elements here, and we will put a couple of those on our card. Here they are. These are going to retire too. I'm going to use a couple of the copper. I'm going to put one here. Another one just below it. Like that. Okay, we're done. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day.